In this video, we will be talking about the sum and difference of two angles. This is a sub-lesson that is closely related to the topics of about trigonometric identities, solving trigonometric equations. This time, we have formulas to take note of. My teacher used to say that um, we do have to memorize these formulas, especially in college, but as of high school, um, surely your teacher would provide you a formula sheet. But of course, it's better if you memorize all these formulas. So, um, in terms of the sum and difference of two angles, there are basically 6 formulas. We have for sine u plus v, u minus v, cos u plus v, u minus v, tan or tangent u plus v, u minus v. Just remember these formulas and you'll be fine. I won't be elaborating much on that anymore. Just have to take note of them. Maybe clues to help you memorize would be, for instance, for this formula, there is a plus sign, so there would be a plus sign. Both sine formulas, they have sine u cos v, cos u sine v. So hopefully that would be easy to remember. And for here, sine u minus v, there would be a minus sign. Now, for cosine, the u plus v, there would be a minus. And for the u minus v cosine, there would be a plus sign. Both state, I suppose, the same. Cos u, cos v, sine u, sine v. Now, let's move on to tangent. Alright, for tan, u plus v, we have a plus sign here, tan u plus tan v, and 1 minus tan u tan v below, at the denominator part. In terms of when we have tan u minus v, we have a minus sign in the numerator, tan u minus tan v, and we have a plus sign, 1 plus tan u tan v at the denominator. So hopefully you can understand the logic behind them. In that sense, you might be able to memorize it a little easier than normal. So let's try to put some of the formulas to practice, to application. So provided we have sine 2x. For sine 2x, we could rewrite that as sine x times the quantity x plus x, since 2x is basically x plus x. And because they're multiplying, although it doesn't really state an operation in particular, I think it's already self-explanatory. Any number, for instance 9x, it's pretty understood that it's read as 9 times x. So with that in mind, you already know that this is the same. It's basically a different form, but they have the same value. Right now, we could now apply the formula, this one in particular. So let me show that to you. So we'll be assuming in this part that our u in the formula would be x, and the v would be the other x. So let's assume there are some values. So the sub value here is x sub 1 and x sub 2. So let's proceed. We'll be writing this in terms of our actual example. So sine u, which is x, sine x, cos x, then put a plus sign, cos x, sine x. We could actually still simplify this. This expression basically is similar to, for instance, 9 times 4 plus 4 times 9. Assuming that cos x is 4, sine x is 9. So with that in mind, you can basically add them together. We end up with something like this: 2 sine x cos x. That is our final answer. So let's move on to number 2. This time we have cos 2x. We could rewrite that similar to our example earlier. Rewrite cos 2x as cosine times the quantity x plus x. Let's see a good formula for that. The only good formula for it. Suppose it's this one. So duplicate. Now, we'll be assuming that u is x sub 1. Assuming this is x sub 1. The other x is x sub 2, which is v. So, let's write them. Cos x, minus sine x, sine x. So this is actually the final answer already. We could still simplify this further. Since there are like terms, you can multiply them together in this regard. So yeah, that's it for number 2. For number 3, let's adjust this. Okay, find the exact value of cos 95 cos 35 plus sine 95 sine 35 degrees. Alright, so maybe we could model what we see from this expression. So assuming that our u variable is 95 and v is 35 degrees, of course. Don't forget the degrees sign. We have cos u cos v plus sine u times sine v. So let's see something that's closely, actually equal to this. So cos u cos v plus sine u sine v. Cos u cos v plus sine u sine v. This one. This is the right formula. There you go. And now, we'll write this part of the equation. So cos times the quantity u, which is 95 degrees, minus v, which is 35 degrees. Then put cos 60, if I'm not mistaken. It's cosine 60, which is basically 1 over 2. So that is the final answer. Right? So I know that these are correct. So yeah, that's everything that you have to know for sum and difference of two angles. I know that there are insufficient examples in order to tackle each formula, at least. Maybe expect a video in the future, maybe not. Hopefully this has been quite a helpful video to at least some extent. So yeah, thank you for watching this video.